In 1935, fishermen caught a tiger shark and put it on display in an aquarium in Sydney. Shortly after, the shark fell ill, vomiting in front of a small crowd. Among the contents was a left hand and a forearm bearing a distinctive tattoo. Fingerprints confirm the limb belonged to Jim Smith, a former boxer and petty criminal who had been missing since April 7, 1935. Upon examination, it was discovered that the limb had been deliberately severed with a knife, leading to a murder investigation. Initial investigations pointed towards a Sydney businessman named Reginald William Lloyd Holmes. Holmes, known for his fraudulent activities and smuggling, also managed a prosperous family boat building business. Holmes had hired Smith multiple times for insurance scams. They later joined forces in criminal endeavors with Patrick Francis Brady, an ex-serviceman and convicted forger. Smith was last spotted at the Cecil Hotel in the southern Sydney suburb of Cronulla on April 7, 1935, enjoying drinks and cards with Patrick Francis Brady. Prior to this, he had informed his wife that he was going fishing. During that period, Brady had rented a small cottage on Talumbi Street, Cronulla. Police suspected that Smith met his unfortunate fate at this very cottage, alleging it to be the location of his murder. Port Hacking and Ganamara Bay were searched by the Navy and the Air Force, but the rest of Smith's body was never found. Brady was arrested on 16th May and charged with the murder of Smith. Initially, Holmes denied any association with Brady, but 4 days later, on 20 May 1935, the businessman went to his boat shed and attempted suicide by shooting himself in the head with a .32 caliber pistol. However, the bullet instead flattened against the bone of his forehead, and he was merely stunned. Holmes eventually cooperated with the police, stating that Brady had killed Smith, dismembered his body, and stowed it into a trunk that he had then thrown into Ganmara Bay. In July 2013, Geraldine Largay got lost in the Appalachian Mountains. She veered off trail and began texting her husband for help. Her text read, "In some trouble." She texted on July 22, 2013, the day she left the trail. "Got off trail to go to BR, now lost. Can you call AMC to see if a trail maintainer can help me? Somewhere north of Woods Road." A day later, she again pleaded for help. "Lost since yesterday. Off trail, 3 or 4 miles. Call police for what to do, please." However, the text to her husband warning that she'd become lost were never actually delivered. After she missed a rendezvous with her husband, he reported her missing on July 24, 2013. A large search effort was launched, but Geraldine wasn't found. Her body was found over 2 years later on October 14, 2015, less than 3,000 feet from the Appalachian Trail. Her journal revealed she had survived for 26 days. One of her final entries, dated 6 August 2013, read, "When you find my body, please call my husband, George, and daughter, Carrie." In July of 1996, Albert Johnson Walker took his business partner, Ronald Joseph Platt, on a fishing excursion. During the trip, Walker killed Platt, attached an anchor to his body, and disposed of it in the sea. 2 weeks later, a fisherman found the body in the English Channel with only a Rolex wristwatch as an identifiable item. British authorities utilized the watch serial number and unique engravings, traced through Rolex's service records, to identify Platt as the victim. By examining the watch's calendar date and considering its operational reserve and waterproof capabilities, they determined the approximate time of death with a small margin of error. Walker was subsequently apprehended and convicted of murder in 1998, receiving a mandatory life sentence. Photo of the Barbie killer Karla Homolka volunteering at a private Montreal elementary school in 2017. In the early 1990s, Karla Homolka and her then husband, Paul Bernardo, raped and murdered at least 3 minors, including her own sister, Tammy Homolka, between 1990 and 1992. The pair were convicted of crimes related to the rape and murder of 2 schoolgirls, Kristen French and Leslie Mahaffey. Bernardo was declared a dangerous offender and sentenced to life in prison, while Homolka struck a deal with prosecutors in 1993 to serve 12 years in prison for manslaughter. She had earlier told investigators that Bernardo abused her and made her a reluctant accomplice to the killings, although it was later discovered through videotape evidence she had a far more active role than she let on. Homolka was released in 2005 after serving her full sentence and has since changed her name a number of times. Gioacchino Gamino, an Italian mafia boss, was affiliated with a Sicilian mafia organization called Stida. He was among Italy's most wanted criminals and evaded capture for 2 decades. In 2002, Gamino fled from a prison in Rome where he was serving a life sentence for murder. His escape took place amidst the chaos of a film production underway at the prison. Following his escape, Gamino successfully evaded authorities for the next 20 years. He settled in Galapagar, Spain, assuming a new identity as Manuel to remain incognito. In Spain, he married, worked as a chef, and owned a fruit and vegetable shop, living a much more modest life. But unfortunately for him, in 2022, his new life was about to unravel fast. Bizarrely enough, police discovered Gamino's location through a Google Street View image. The image showed a man resembling Gamino standing in front of a grocery shop. Authorities confirmed his identity after discovering a Facebook page belonging to a now-defunct restaurant, Cocina de Manu, where photos of Gamino dressed as a chef were posted. He was recognized by a distinctive scar on his chin. Upon his arrest, Gamino reportedly told police, "How did you find me? I haven't even called my family for 10 years." He is currently in custody in Spain, and Italian police hope to bring him back to Italy.